Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Marvel Legends Target exclusive Spider-Man and Kraven 2-pack review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini maybe I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
And a quick look at the box art. You can see a picture of Spider-Man on the left flap and a picture of Kraven on the right. Let's get this bad boy open, see what's what. And some more artwork here from the inner portion of the box. The clamshell was kind of wrapped in this little insert here, and you can see some comic panels from Kraven's Last Hunt. This 2-pack is based on that little 5-part mini-series. I'll talk about that a bit more. But yeah, there's that. Alright, so I've got Kraven the Hunter and Black Suit Spider-Man out of the package here. And like I mentioned, this 2-pack is based on an old story arc or old 5-part mini-series that spanned through Spider-Man, I think Spectacular Spider-Man, and The Amazing Spider-Man, if I'm not mistaken. And the name of the arc was Kraven's Last Hunt. And it featured Kraven pretty much defeating Spider-Man and exacting his revenge on Spider-Man and showing his superiority as a hunter. And we also got to see Kraven in like a loincloth or a speedo or some shit. And at the end of it, he actually committed suicide, happy that he had finally defeated Spider-Man. I'm not even sure how they brought him back to life. This was in like 1987, by the way. I was like 6 and you were maybe in your pop's nutsack or something. I don't know. So yeah, man, nothing really new here, but some cool upgrades and some cool... basically, these are both cool variants, I guess you could say. But I do dig what they've done here. Again, this is a Target exclusive. And yeah, let's get into the specifics. This will be a quickie. So if you weren't able to pick up the single-carded Sandman Build-A-Figure Wave Spider-Man, this is a way for you to snag a Black Suit Spider-Man. So pretty much the same figure here, Pizza Spidey Buck. All the articulation you would need and want for Spider-Man. Pretty decent and pretty standard for Marvel Legends and their Spider-Man figures since they released the Pizza Spidey Buck. He comes with 2 fisted hands. He also comes with 2 whipping hands, so you do have the option of swapping out the hands, which is great. But the major attraction to this guy is that he comes with an unmasked battle damage face. So I'll pop that on real quick. And there you go. There's a good look at that. So you can see he's got a black eye on his left eye. He's got a little cut on his mouth and across the bridge of his nose, and a couple of scars there on the right side of his cheek. Obviously, you can use this head with plain clothes and make a plain clothes Peter, or use it with the Pizza Spidey body. Too bad we haven't gotten a battle damaged suit just yet. In the old days, the old Spider-Man Classics pre-Marvel Legends wave, we had that battle damaged Spider-Man that quite a few people still hold on to, and I still see him popping up in some displays every so often. But it would be nice to get an official Marvel Legends, Hasbro Marvel Legends battle damaged Spider-Man. And maybe my only gripe with this, my major gripe with this head sculpt is that he has this sort of smirk on his face, and I wish he actually looked a little more down in the dumps. I mean, he got his ass kicked, so what is he smiling about? But you know, it's decent though. It's good. I like the fact that we do have this, and it does give you some great display options, so I'm with it. And if you weren't able to get the Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave Kraven, here is another opportunity for you to get a Kraven, and a classic Kraven, because the one that we received in the Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave was more of a modern look. I'll break them out shortly so we can compare and contrast, but I could tell you right off the bat that this his little vest is a little different, the deco is different, the head sculpt is different. Again, this is more of a play on the classic look. I do like the paint applications to this 2-pack version. I like the belt here with the little teeth. I guess it's like animal teeth there, and everything looks good except for these feet. He's got the OD cankles, and I'm not feeling the Chinese slippers right here. He's looking like a I don't know, he's looking like some hood rat chick or something like that with these Chinese slippers on. but I do not like the scope on this on the lower foot. I saw my man, shout out to my man Punker Mike, I saw him change out and swap the lower feet here. I think he might have swapped them for the Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave version, but for the most part everything here looks pretty good. I do like what they did here, and I do like the angry head sculpt, because I wasn't really a fan of the sort of like smug, sort of relaxed look on the Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave version. Only gripe with this head sculpt on my particular version is that there is some paint right there on his right cheek. I'm gonna have to go ahead and get a little alcohol maybe and take that off, but I do like this head sculpt. It looks good. And there he is side by side with the Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave version. So like I said, well actually the Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave version seems like he's a bit taller, I guess because he has on the boots. So you can see there's a slight height difference there. The belt is different. He's got the skull sort of knee pads on this version, no knee pads here. Obviously the boots on the older version. Again, you might be able to do a swap here right at the lower legs. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he did or not. My man Punker Mike, that is. He's got, you know, the sort of spandex on in a newer version. And he's got just some fitted pants in a more modern version. You could definitely take this this vest off. So if you want to do some swaps, there's no doubt about it that you can. You can see hair on his chest in the newer version, and he's got sort of like a really bare chest on the more modern Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave version. So some differences. Let me do some head swaps. Let's see. Yeah, that works. So if you want to have your modern version looking a bit more angry and menacing, then you do have that option. And I'm not really a fan of this, but you can swap. And there's that. Thought I'd try this for shits and giggles. At one point in the arc, Kraven does put on Spider-Man's black suit, and he's actually parading around the city as Spider-Man and kicking the living crap out of criminals. And at one point you actually see them in a couple of panels together. I guess Spider-Man confronts him at his home or something like that, and they're both in the suit. So this works. Venom body with the Kraven head. So if you want to kind of reenact that and get your A.C.B.A. on, I suppose you could. And in terms of accessories, Kraven is packed in with this little spear or his little staff. This one on the left is the one that was packed in with the Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave version. And this is the newer one, so you can see it's just a slight color difference. He has no issue holding that. And he's also packed in with this rifle, which is directly from the pages of the comic book. Like I said, he did end up committing suicide. Sorry, I should have said spoiler alert a long time ago, but he did end up committing suicide with the rifle, put the gun in his mouth and blew his brains out. And so they packed this in, and this is a totally new design as far as I know. This is nothing I don't think we've ever received this in a Legends line, which is great. And they didn't make it purple or pink or some weird color. It looks somewhat accurate to the version from the comic book. So let's see how he can hold this, if he can hold it well. Boom, there's that. No issue with him holding it. His actual trigger finger is in the trigger groove. That looks great, man. The articulation here seems to be the same as the previous version, except on this right hand, the articulation for the wrist moves up and down, so that way he could kind of hold the gun in the proper position for firing. And other than that, everything else seems to be the same. Really good articulation on both figures, and I'm digging this. Not bad. Well, yeah, there's a good look at that, sorta. It'll take you a little finagling to really get this position right, and it'll probably take a lot of finagling to get his eye up to the sights and get that really accurate. But he can hold it with both hands. You can get it sort of looking authentic, so I'm cool with that. It should also be noted, oh, real quick, here's the battle damage head on the focus. On the body of the SDCC RAF box set Spider-Man. So you could pop this on any of the other bodies, though. You could definitely do some swaps like I mentioned. And I just noticed that this Spider-Man, like I said, comes with the two whipping hands. Look at those. But we never got whipping hands with the Sandman Build-A-Figure version. We only got the open hands. So Actually, it would be cool if you did have both, because then you can finally have some thwipping hands for your black suit Spider-Man. So if you didn't get both, then you're still kind of missing out on those hands, unfortunately. And it should be noted that you can remove Kraven's hands here too. So if you wanted to swap on these hands with the wraps around them for something else, a lot of kit bashing possibilities with this 2-pack, which is definitely cool. Let's get this vest off and see how that looks. So yeah, even this bare upper chest might be something that people want to kit bash and use. This is a floating belt, so you can get that off. So it's a good body to mess around with for all you kit bashers and customizers out there. So maybe they'll double back to the other members of Sinister Six so we can have a complete classic team. Now that they did this Kraven, we still need a classic Electro. They gave us the head to a classic Electro, but not the proper body. We still need a classic Sandman. We got Doc Ock recently. We got a decent Mysterio. And we're going to need a classic Vulture. So, Hasbro, if you're listening. Alright, I got to get up out of here. I did take a look at the what is this? The Sandman Build-A-Figure Wave Spider-Man. And it looks like the spider symbol on his chest is painted a little different between the two. While they are the same buck, it looks like the paint may be a little different. I feel like the paint on this newer version is a little duller, if that's a word. But yeah, man, just messing around here, and I'm not doing a display at the end. But just so you know, this is how a lot of us do some cool kind of angling to hide stands sometimes. You know, it's just about the camera tricks and the angles and what you can do to hide the stands. But, you know, if I really cared, I would flesh this out a bit more and do some aerial. But, yeah, pretty good 2-pack, though, here from Hasbro. I would definitely recommend that you pick this up, especially because you get these thwipping hands. So if you've been on it, then this is a little treat for you for a few different reasons. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.